Hello YouTube, how you doing? How you doing? I just think about the future so much. I think about the past, but I think a lot about the future because I know my future is bright because I said so, God say so, and I'm God's child. So everything I say must come to pass. Amen. But I seen something on Instagram and it's like I'm always uninstall, install back. And every once in a blue I see something smart on Instagram. For the most part it is ignorant, like it is. If it wasn't summertime and if I didn't have all this time on my hands, I would not be on Instagram. But Haitian Queen, y'all might know her, whatever. And she's on Instagram. But one thing she said that's so true, and I just had to say it on this platform. Don't over communicate with men, but I'm gonna take it a step further, and I put it on her post and she gave me a little heart. This goes for friendships, this goes for cousins, this goes for family members, this goes for anybody in your life. It doesn't just stop at men. Over communicate. What are you talking about, Crystal? If you know that if you do not text or call this person, they're not gonna call you. And I'm talking to myself too. This is for, like I said, this is for friendships too. Like I told y'all about a former friend. She was never a friend, and it took me years to realize this bitch was never my friend. We talked on the phone every night because I called her. If she called me, it's because she was returning my call. So after all her antics and her behaviors and her selfish attitude, I got tired of it and I put it to the test. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to text or call this hoe no more. And sure enough, you know what happened? Instead of her reaching out to me, she blocked me. I think I told y'all. She blocked me. But I was in denial because me and this girl never had a fight. We never even had a disagreement. Now, the other former friend, she came out her face and was like, oh, I don't think we could be friends no more because you're negative about everything. Negative about men. I never said all men. Obviously, I supported you in your wedding. So what are you talking about? Oh, I'm negative about education because I don't believe in taking out loans. That's my personal opinion. If that's what you have to do to get an education, then I'm happy for you. But you can't tell me what I must do. Luckily for me, I didn't have to take out no loans for my education. I have my bachelor's and I didn't have, So how am I negative about education? The fuck? You just want a reason to. What it was is that particular friend, former friend, was talking about me, and it was getting harder and harder for her to be fake, so she just blew it off. And so when I thought we were cool, she didn't come to my housewarming, she didn't come to my birthday party, and I just kind of left her alone. And when I confronted about her talking about me in 2017, she finally blocked me. But this other one that I told y'all about, that's the one that no man, no kids, no man wanted her. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So when a person is not treating you right, whether it be a cousin, whether it be whatever, they will, if you know them long enough, they'll come out and tell you why they're miserable, because it's really misery. Why would you not communicate with somebody that cares about you? It's because you are miserable yourself, and it's really that simple. And I can't stress that enough. You might have that favorite cousin or that favorite sibling, whatever. If you see where you're doing all the work and they are not reciprocating, you have a story. Like, one thing about me, I don't mind texting, but if I have something to tell you, pick up the fucking phone. Like, that's very irritating to me. You see I'm texting you a long ass paragraph, call me. And I could truly say, like, the people that's in my circle now, I love it, because like my old coworker, we just met January of this year. If she sees a text that says anything that says, oh my God, girl, or any type of discomfort in my text, she calls me. Like, I love our relationship. Like, I just met her this year and I feel like she's a real one. I don't have to keep texting her. It's just a beautiful thing. And that's like all my coworkers right now, almost all of them. I don't have to over communicate. I don't have to send paragraphs and paragraphs. Like, they'll call me, you know. I call them and they call me, and it's the best feeling in the world, because that's when you know the feeling is mutual. That's when you know somebody want to be in your life, you know. Now, you're going to have some people that just don't talk, but then you have people that don't talk to you. So that's how you got to know the difference. So I can't stress that enough. You know, the Haitian queen, she said, don't over communicate with men. Some men come from, now you, in regards to that, I feel like you, as a woman, when you're dating, you have to use your own instinct, because not all men are ignoring you. It's just, if they were raised in a household of to be quiet and not express themselves, and let's be honest, most men really don't talk. Like, I could say, like my father, for instance, I'm the only person he talks to. I'm the only person that he'll sit there and talk to me for 3-4 hours. He is not talking to nobody for that long. He literally will talk to somebody for 10 minutes, a half an hour, and he's like, I gotta go, because that's just him. He doesn't even talk to my mother that long. It's just me and my dad have a special connection, because it's more of a personality factor. It's not even because he's my father. It's just our personalities click. That's all. Me and my son, we don't really talk for long. We might talk for an hour, and then I start to do more of the talking. You know, it is what he used to talk more when he was younger. But yeah, try. It's hard. I know for me, it's one of my flaws. I do over communicate, especially if I thought we had something or were close. And actually somebody told me that. They was like, know your audience, and they were rude about it, but it's the truth. And that's the advice I would give to anybody. Know your audience. Like, you got to pick up. Sometimes when people that are bubbly and outgoing, know that everybody's not like you. Know that everybody doesn't receive. Everybody doesn't want to talk. Some people, they just don't want to talk to you, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You know, there was one particular coworker, me and her have the same name, and I'm not an idiot. Like, I could just tell. Like, she told me she don't have friends, and she said last summer she wanted an outlet, and I invited her out, didn't get a response. I deleted her number, because for me personally, I have to delete people's numbers, because if I don't, I'll keep texting you. So I deleted her number, and then I seen her in the street, and she's like, oh, my phone wasn't working. I know she was lying, because millennials, past anybody I would say of, now my father, if his phone don't work, he don't care. But I feel like anybody who is 60 and under, your phone is your life. You're not going to walk around with a phone that doesn't work. So when she said that, and mind you, she's only 2 years older than me, or a year, something like that. I know she's older than me by only 1 or 2 years. You're lying. Like, and I just said, okay. And I walked away, because it's like, people need to be more honest. Like, we don't have to exchange numbers. You don't have to lie and say, oh, your phone don't work. Just, you don't want to talk to me, and that's okay. Like, I moved on with my life. Like, I have friends. You don't want to be my friend, that's cool. But I'm not going to sit there and keep calling somebody, keep texting somebody. Like, I'm grown with a almost grown kid. I don't have time for it. So, just recently, it was this guy on Facebook, and I saw all the red flags. We didn't even meet up. He told me a whole lie about his bag was stolen, and I knew it was bullshit. Like, I'm 35. When I was 25, I didn't deal with it. So I'm really gonna be, you know, when I sense bullshit, I just know. You know, but we live in a world of people don't know how to be honest. People don't know how to say, hey, you're not really my cup of tea. I'm not really feeling you. Like, people are not honest, you know. Like, hey, I'm not really a phone person. I would rather somebody tell me I'm not a phone person than me calling you, and you not answering. That's just me. I like honesty. But then on top of that, I'm not going to keep calling and texting you and you not responding either. Like, I delete people. And it's funny because people text me out the clear blue sky like 2 and 3 years later. I'm like, who is this? Like, why would I retain your number and you wasn't responding? We are grown. I don't have time for it. You don't want to be in my life? That's cool. I'm not offended. I feel no ways. I wish you the best in life. But yes, in 2024, let's stop over communicating. Let's stop it. Another example, like, I could give so many examples. Another example is you always come into their events, but they don't come to none of your events. And when I say none of your events, I'm talking about nothing. And sometimes it's hard because it's like they cook well, their family is the bomb, but you have to limit that too, because that shows that a person's not really a friend either. Because it's like, if I'm celebrating you and I'm coming to your events, you should be celebrating me too. It should be a two-way street. Why is it always an excuse, or you can't come to something, or it's like, and I'm talking about if you've been friends with this person 6, 7, 8 years, something is wrong. Yeah, they should be at least be able to come to something that you have. A birthday dinner, a graduation. It should never be you friends with somebody for 5+ years and they've never come to nothing you've ever invited them to. That's not a friend, sweetheart. That's another sign of over communication. And it's hard to have difficult conversations because you shouldn't have to talk about it, right? It should just be, oh, we cool, I'm gonna support you. Yeah. So it don't just stop at men, folks. It's with everybody. I don't care if it's your mother, I don't care if it's your father. Everybody got two-way phones. Nobody has beepers anymore. And those are my thoughts.